Because in my opinion, I feel like people could tell you all day that you did something great, but unless you feel it like yourself, unless you know that within and like really believe it, it really won't do nothing for you. Like, there's some people with the support system that don't even appreciate having one, and people who don't have one at all, that they're great, like they're doing great, you know. That's why having control over your mind is so important, because your mind really will do whatever it wants. It's one of the most powerful things in the world. Like, we have a lot of stuff going on in our minds every day, and you have to keep your mind intact, especially like with the world we live in. You know, everybody like robots now. Nobody want to think for themselves, and everybody just listening to what other people say. Some crazy things. It's like if you depressed for too long, because you go into depression is like a spiral. Like, you go into a spiral because it's like you feel like everything closing in on you. That's what depression feels like, or that's what it felt like to me. Like, it feel like everything is going wrong, like everything closing in, shit is falling apart, shit hitting the ceiling, type stuff like that. Like, that's how it is to me. That's how I would explain it. But like I said, with me growing and really like being more in tune with myself and becoming more spiritual, I realized that depression is not really a real thing. It's only real within the mind. Like, other than that, and just as real as people try to make it, but I can't control nothing people do to me, you know? I can just control how I react and how I handle them after that. I just really hate the type of person I am sometimes, because the type of person I am, like, it really don't matter what somebody do to me. They could just say sorry and I'm gonna forgive you. Like, I really don't like being like that. I just I'm just way too forgiving. I feel like different types of people come during the Mercury retrograde. So, dealing with messy people, you don't have to. If you're not a messy person, there's no reason for you to be dealing with messy people. So the easiest thing to do with that is to simply just leave the situation and don't communicate with those people anymore. Act like they don't exist, move on, and just go about your business and let them be messy. That's what I do. My perspective went from wanting to die to fuck all that. I'm gonna be me regardless. Like, the fuck, ain't nobody about to stop shit on this end. Like, that's dead, you know? I worked too hard, son. I worked too hard to be me. It's so hard to be me. Like, it's so hard to be me. Like, you know, and I'm not saying that to praise myself. It's just like, I just get shit from all angles, from everywhere. Like, shit from everywhere. It's just like, why? I just want everybody to be happy. Why can't people want me to be happy? Fuck. But I guess that's just how life is. But I'm cool with that, you know. As long as people are cool with me teaching them to love unconditionally and not judge others. Like, I really don't judge people. They fucking loved making me a target. Like, I was just a topic of discussion. I'm a freak. What am I doing? Like, why I look like this? Why do I have gauges? Why is my septum pierced? Just everything. Like, all this. This is how I identify myself. This is me. Like, I am not changing that for nobody. Like, I just can't. I can't conform to society. I can't do none of that. I would rather much be dead than to not be able to be myself. And I came to that conclusion a few months ago. And I really didn't want to die because I wasn't able to be myself. But
a North Shore family is in shock tonight after two bodies were found in an SUV near Lacombe.
One of them was their 21-year-old daughter, who was 7 months pregnant. Rob Messon has more from the North Shore.
It is normally a tranquil 24,000-acre national preserve teeming with wildlife, but Saturday turned violent in Big Branch.
It's quiet. We get to see all of the birds. Here comes a policeman right now.
St. Tammany investigators are now looking for answers in a shooting on Bremerman Road, which claimed 2 lives, including a 21-year-old Covington woman expecting a baby in 3 months.
So you can't even imagine the pain that we're experiencing right now.
The St. Tammany Sheriff's Office says that Keely Sanders and 20-year-old Ellis Sylvanus III were both shot. The Sanders family says the couple were in a relationship. Their bodies were found inside an SUV in a remote section of the preserve near Lacombe.
This has never happened out here.
Keely Sanders was the oldest of 3 daughters.
She was my best friend. I'm gonna miss her a lot.
Now Leah Sanders and other family members clutch to Keely's memory as they wait for answers. The St. Tammany Sheriff's Office is putting out few details about the double homicide, other than to say the investigation is ongoing and they will provide additional information as it becomes available.
I hope they just find whoever did it, and I just want to know why. That's all.
Family members say Keely was planning to pursue a career in healthcare after giving birth later this year.
She sent us, him and I, a text message of the baby ultrasound, showing it was a boy, because I always wanted a boy.
Now they plan their daughter's funeral after the unthinkable Saturday.
I can't imagine life without her. I don't have a clue.
The St. Tammany coroner could provide more answers as to how the pair died when he conducts an autopsy later this week. From the North Shore, Rob Masson, Fox 8 Local First.
David, as the search goes on for a 4th suspect in a North Shore Big Branch double homicide involving a pregnant victim, we're learning more about that crime.
The St. Tammany coroner today said that both victims died from gunshot wounds to the head and the face, and the fetus had little chance of survival. Rob Masson has the story.
St. Tammany deputies remain on the lookout for a 4th suspect, 19-year-old Mikhail Young, wanted for the murders of 21-year-old Keely Sanders and 20-year-old Sylvanus Ellis Saturday in Big Branch.
We're all heartbroken. I don't know really how to take this.
Coroner Dr. Charles Preston says both victims suffered gunshot wounds to the head and face when they were killed Saturday on Bremerman Road in the Big Branch National Wildlife Preserve.
It is likely both victims died instantly.
Dr. Preston says Sanders' fetus had little chance of survival.
The gestational age was probably under the usual 28-week that we would consider viable.
A source says deputies may have used surveillance video to locate suspects: 18-year-old Peter Rymanek, 19-year-old Christopher Roberts, and 19-year-old Shannon Amos, who are now in custody for a double homicide that deputies say may have been drug-related.
Me and my family are looking for the death penalty.
This is one of those cases where if you're ever going to get a death penalty, this is it. All 4 suspects will eventually be charged with 2 counts each of first-degree murder. They will also each be charged with 1 count of first-degree feticide. You have this beautiful young lady who's 7 months pregnant who gets killed and her unborn child dies. This is the kind of thing where jurors would say, I don't like giving a death penalty, but I'm going to give it to these people. Fox 8's legal analyst says attorneys have likely already begun behind-the-scenes talks.
All these babies, they kill in the womb of these whores, and they got the nerve to charge somebody with so-called feticide.
One or more of them are going to take a manslaughter or something like that to turn and testify against the other ones. Ellis's sister holds fond childhood memories of a younger brother she'll never see again.
He was a very genuine and kind, loving person, pretty much to everyone he ever met.
They're urging Mikhail Young, the 4th and final suspect, to turn himself in. From the North Shore, Rob Masson, Fox 8 Local First.
The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office says if you have any idea where Mikhail Young may be, they ask that you give them a call, or you can also call Crime Stoppers.